Namaskar, friends. A warm welcome to the chat on the mat. Namaskar, friends. A warm welcome to the chat on the mat by hellomyyoga. I'm Shivani Gupta from hellomyyoga, and we are here to talk about today something new. And I'm sure that will intrigue a lot of yoga practitioners because today we are talking about Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. Patanjali's Yoga Sutra is something which not only the serious practitioners but also common people also look at uh, as a way of life, as a wisdom, you know, which can help us to have that mindfulness, defining our actions. There are so many things around Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. And as an entrepreneur, I always say that I am glad that I am a yoga practitioner first and then an entrepreneur. Why is it so? Because I have seen in this journey there are a lot of challenges, lot of challenges, and there might be a lot of entrepreneurs or freelancers who might be listening and relate with it, that every day is a challenge for you, but if you have patience you can pass through that time, that difficult time. Patience and building patience is something that is your sadhana, that is your practice that you have been doing daily. And I think there the chapter sadhana path comes into existence of Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. But however, I'll not go deeper into it. I'll start with a very small story about hellomyyoga. There was a point of time, everybody who's following hellomyyoga knows very well that how hellomyyoga started as just an aggregator. We were just an aggregators of creating list of great yoga teachers of India, yoga events, teacher training courses in India which are happening, and then we used to connect it with the worldwide audience because the intention was to help people find right space to practice yoga. But eventually COVID happened, and then there was a lot of difficult time, lot of difficult time. But the only one thing which I bet upon was Patanjali's Yoga Sutra called Satudirgha Kala Nirantare Satkar Sevito Tranabhumi, which means that constantly practicing the pursuance, the passion, it becomes grounded. You practice it with commitment, it becomes grounded. And that's what I was doing it. I used to go to my office every day. There were no mails in the inbox, there was nothing. It was a bit discouraging, but there was a passion that was burning in me, and I wanted to do something in the yoga ecosystem, helping the teachers and the students. There were so many rich sources which I felt can be a way for life. And that's how hellomyyoga came into existence and shaped itself, evolved itself from year 2017. Similarly, of late, now since as a yoga instructor or yoga teacher or a yoga practitioner, we keep going back to the Patanjali's Yoga Sutra as a way of life. And therefore, we do it randomly. When I say randomly, whatever sutra which we remember or we have an impact of, we just follow it. We don't have a strategic format. But today I'm gonna give you something that will help you to understand that how you can follow Patanjali's Yoga Sutra as a way of life first, in a very strategic way second, and define your everyday actions with those Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. So today we have from Adikriya team joining us and discussing about a wonderful product called Svadhyāyā, the intention cards. Let me welcome them, help them join in. Now I'm sending. Hi Riya.
Hello.
Let,
Hi.
let me connect with Adikriya also. I'm
Yes.
sending. Yes. How are you doing, Riya?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hi Aditi.
Hi.
was just telling about my audience about how hellomyyoga bet upon Patanjali's Yoga Sutra as a way of life, and how this product, which I recently purchased from Adikriya, has changed my life somehow. Because I'm just not randomly following any sutra. I have a strategy. I have a strategy for day and night. So thank you so much. So we have friends, young and dynamic founders of Adikriya, Riya and Aditi with us. Hello, Riya and Aditi.
Hello.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. And here we start with Adikriya's theme. That, friends, first of all, congratulations for this beautiful product. This is a beauty what you have created, and especially for yoga practitioners who keep going back to different books, but always, yoga is a way of life. We all know that. But applying that, there is a gap. Learning, we learn a lot, we can chant a lot, but how to apply the essence, that is pretty tricky. And this has given us some kind of framework to us, it's just that we have to be disciplined to keep applying it in a way. So today we're going to talk about this. So tell me how, Riya and Aditi, Adikriya happened, how Svadhyāya's intention cards for mindful living happened, and
Yeah,
what came first, the brand or the product?
I think Aditi can answer this best.
I actually started practicing yoga with Riya about like 6 years ago. And I think I got very involved in the asana practice, but then I wanted to know more, because she would share like, snippets of, you know, uh, you know, the yoga way of life. And I would ask her, okay, how can I read more? How can I learn more? And she shared some books which I found very, very intimidating because I'm a graphic designer by profession. And, I think through conversations, we just started talking and we were like, we just have to create something that is accessible to people, little bit more relatable. Because I told her, I'm like, there must be so many people like me who want to know more, but, they just want to start small, somewhere.
Right.
They also wanted, easier. And, I'm a visual learner, so I just wanted something that was also visually appealing, rather than just heavy texts. So yeah, I think the idea was actually born out of that. And then I think Adikriya came much later. And we actually went through a lot of iterations for the cards, The first product was completely different. And we just realized, okay, functionality is not making sense. So we just kept, through trial and error, we reached Svadhyāyā, where because we kept trying and testing, and a lot of things weren't working out. And yeah, that's how Svadhyāyā happened. And Ādikriyā also was formed.
Friends, I would like to show you some of the designs of these cards, and they are really, really hard work. Because the kind of graphics which you guys have done, each Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. For an example, we talk about abundance. So the elliptical ripples, what you have created, it makes so much of sense. It makes so much. So each graphic, you guys have really, really worked upon. So I just wondered, Riya and Aditi, that how much on each sutra you have worked to come out with the right graphics of it. So, can you tell me something about those graphics and some more journey about it? That how each sutra you guys worked upon. What was the R&D which you guys did? What is the inspiring elements that led to the ripples what you have created? Those beautiful ripples. Each card has, friends. Look at these ripples. What they have created.
Yeah.
Each sutra has that ripple.
So,
So
So
can you
we
I
guys
think,
selected. Yeah. Yeah, Aditi, go ahead.
no, Ria, do you want to should I talk about the design or do you want to talk about the content
Um,
first?
so yeah, maybe I can start. So the cards are 30 pieces. So we selected 30 sutras specifically, which we thought would relate first to people for their everyday living. Because as you know
Hmm.
that so for everyone actually who doesn't know, the Yoga Sutras are divided into 4 chapters. And one of the chapters, the third chapter, talks a lot about yogic powers. But for example, a householder or
Yes.
someone who's very in tune with general like activities of working, of living with a family, that yogic power sutra chapter may not be very relatable or make sense to them. So we've actually eliminated that from the card. We've picked things and chapters which and concepts which are very, very simple to understand, which you and me can relate to while living with our family, while having relationships, while working, while building a business, a career, or any sort of daily problems what our generation encounters. And then out of those 30 that we selected, we had like as you said, we had different themes for each one. So as you mentioned, abundance. Let's speak about that. What Aditi did is that we wanted to make the designs very like not fixed. We wanted to keep them very fluid. So each theme Aditi has ideated of what would this make a person feel using like a design background. So yeah, Aditi can talk a little more about the concept, what went behind making that theme of the sutra into a graphical representation.
I think what Riya did was she broke, concepts down into like 30 themes. So I actually wanted to keep it very abstract. And then, Riya told me like about like just, the vibrations, and the concept behind it. And I was like, okay, this is amazing. Why don't I take abstraction, of forms and kind of make it look like ripples? So, if you look at each of them, they are very, very different from one another. And I also wanted to have this concept where everyone can look at the card and feel something different, you know.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
yeah.
So I can
um,
totally
Even the
relate with it because I'm
colors,
using these cards. I can totally
yeah.
relate with it because I'm using these cards and I can feel when you say that each ripple, each graphic element which you have mentioned, which you have shown in these cards, especially in the morning when you are doing the self-reflection, it has an effect on you. It has an effect on you. So I completely agree with you that there is a lot of hard work behind each card. I can feel it.
Uh,
Can you
Even the
yeah.
explain
colors
to
actually,
our
yeah.
audience?
Uh,
You were
yeah, sorry.
saying something?
So yeah, so the
So,
color also of the card she selected. So she was asking me about the different chakra systems and what each color represents. So she selected the color which is associated. The whole pack is purple,
Oh
and
yes.
it's associated with the crown chakra, the petals of the crown chakra, because it's to do with enlightenment. And the word Svadhyāyā, the name of our path, means self-study or study of self or introspection. So the aim is that, of course, everyone, each one of us is working towards moving higher up in our life and evolving higher up. So yeah, that's why we've selected the color of total enlightenment. So your journey never stops and it keeps progressing.
So if you have a pack of cards, would you like to explain our audience that how do we use these cards? A quick.
Unfortunately, I'm traveling and I forgot my pack. So maybe could you hold it up for me if you don't mind? Yeah, perfect.
Yes.
So maybe you can flip it over once. I'll start with the back. Yeah, so that's the front of the card, which as you see, there's a top theme. Those are the themes that have inspired each of the graphics. And each theme has a short write-up, just explaining the concept or giving you a little insight as to what does this actually mean for me, as a user. Because say that Patanjali Yoga Sutras were written a lot of years ago, and the context may have been different, but the value of it is still relevant today. So that's what we've done with the theme and the first front part. And then when you flip it over, it's just, yeah, it's divided into a day and a night section. So the day and the night section is the day you start your day with this. So whether it's by your bedside, whether you start it on your way to your work, whether you start it at work, starting it. And then the night is always a reflection. So the day one helps you take action into actually how do I apply this into my life? Because a lot of times, as you said, we read something, but we don't know how do we actually put it into use. So that's what we try to do, make it super simple, actionable steps. And then the night one is like journaling prompts and reflections of how you can think on throughout the day that how did this actually make a difference in my life, my thinking, my mindset, my interaction. So it's a complete full circle from day to night to use this card. And yeah, there are 30 cards which we we hope that people can use it over 30 days. And then the nature of the cards is that it can be reused again and again. Because each day, the theme, it will resonate to you in a very different way. For example, today, if I read a theme about abundance, as you said, maybe I'm thinking about abundance at work. But another time, say after a month, when I pick it up, I may be thinking about abundance within myself. That how do I have a lot of abundance and self-love within? So it's very fluid, the topics which you can relate to any situation and any aspect or journey of your life that you're in.
I can completely relate with these lines because as a millennial, when we were young, we were in college. We are still young. So when we were in college, so at that point of time, our friends, like especially my room partners, they used to follow horoscopes, and they used to plan the day according to that
Yeah.
horoscope. And then they used to relate every action of it because of that horoscope. However, I used to make them understand that look, this has been presented you in a general way, and you will tend to relate with every episode of it with that particular horoscope. So now, when I start my day with these cards, there's something, some element that is left behind in me, some statement. I'll just tell you one episode of, however, I'm trying to read these cards, follow the practice every day, but it is really difficult, trust me. But that's the Svadhyāyā, that's the
Okay.
self-discipline that we have to do. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you one episode, it's from the card 2.42. So, yes. Now, what happened is, and since then, I'm just trying every day to follow these cards. Now, what happened is that I opened my card and I was reading the Surya part, right? And the Surya part says here, this is 2.42, which is as one of the sutra that says, friends, Santosha Danutam Sukha Labha, if I'm not wrong. So that's the sutra. And sorry to my Sanskrit, and I'm really, really sorry to all the teachers who are watching it. But that's 2.42, and that's inspired. This card is inspired from Sutra chapter 2, 42, which says, I'm talking about the Surya part. Now it says, create an abundance anchor for yourself. It can be something as simple as placing your hand on your heart. Every time you feel overwhelmed, lack of time, that is our biggest problem of entrepreneurs. Resources, another big problem of entrepreneurs. Love, we want a lot of love, hugs, all the time. That the community is there with us. The skill, support, and pause. Take 10 deep breaths with your anchor to remind yourself, I am enough, I have enough, and I can get through this. So now I read this entire sutra, this entire message, but I only, what left in my consciousness was I am enough, I have enough, and I can get through enough. So now
Yeah.
my day starts and I am around 30 kilometers away from my office station. I'm just getting messages from my colleagues. What they are saying is there's some problem happened in the payment gateway and people payments are crashing first. Second is there is one of the international participants whose payment crashed thrice. So that's not leaving a good message, good impression on the people. Then something happened in other system of my colleague where a lot of spam mails were coming. So there were like few episodes which were like really sad, but was happening constantly in my office. And I was driving and I was like, those messages, those calls, and something started happening to me. And I just took the exit and I parked my car. I pulled down my window and I just took a good deep breaths, those 10 deep breaths on my heart.
Yeah.
And that helped me out. But what was, echoing in my heart is I'm enough. I have enough. And I can get through this. And you know what? Something happened that it's just right to me that there is an iPad in my car and I just used it and settled it everything there and then itself. But just a
Yeah.
snap of seconds, as in like 5 minutes, and everything was smooth. But that entire thing, that entire message that it's okay if I'm not able to fix it also, na, we'll do something about it later on. But that
Yeah.
entire message kept me going on. So it's not about Patanjali's Yoga Sutra is a way of life. You know, it's a way of life. And
Yeah.
you can, this timeless wisdom can help you in hacking a lot of challenges. But it is just that how. And these cards are actually helping us to apply this information. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Riya and Aditi. You guys have done a brilliant job by designing these cards. Um,
Thank you. I'm so happy to hear your story and your experience because I think that's exactly what, like when everything is going all right, that's when you don't feel like you need it, but the things that you absorb stay with you throughout the day and they become like your tools to deal with situations that you encounter which are unexpected. So that's
yes.
the intention of, I mean, whatever we're trying to do, even with Svadhyāyā, with Adikriya, to have like these moments of pause for people, have moments of calm for people, and they can understand that, okay, taking that may actually help you find solutions and connect to yourself in a deeper way.
That's why the cards, in fact, the title says the daily intentions
Yes.
for self growth.
Yeah.
And it is, indeed, it is. I do understand, I do a lot of journal writing, I do a lot of gratitude thing, I do a lot of self reflection, but at times we go random and we need a structure to follow.
Yeah.
And these cards actually give us some structure, and they are honestly very attractive structures. They have been made, they have been beautifully designed.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, uh, each element, each statement, the words, everything has been used appropriately to go
Yeah.
into a deeper conscious and keep using it. So, would you like to share some experience of yours with these cards before we end this chat on the mat?
Yeah, of course. Aditi, you wanna start?
Uh, I think, as a designer, I happen to work on my laptop a lot, right? I mean, I think it's the case for most of us, not just, me being a designer, but we have a lot of screen time, right? So, this could have easily been some version of like, a digital card pack or, something, but we intentionally wanted to make it physical. So we get some time off our phones, off the screens, and just be with ourselves. I mean, growing up, we used to like read books and be with like physical books all the time. So it's just a little like sensory change for us, and we I think while designing, we also kind of made it into a size which kind of mimics a phone. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so in like the whole intention behind that was like when you wake up, you don't pick up your phone, rather you kind of pick up this card. So if you see, it's kind of like, the shape of a phone. And you can easily carry it. It's super light. The boxes, we just wanted to make it portable so, people can use it wherever, like in the car on the way to work or, at work, before work. So yeah.
I just want to add one thing. The people who are asking us that where they can buy it from. So it's available on Adikriya's website, and our team will make sure that in the caption of this chat on the mat, we'll add the link, and you'll also find the bio in our bio, the link to buy. That's one thing. This product is available displayed on hellomyyoga's website as well. It is so beautiful that we could not escape, and we wanted to present it to all our audience. Um, so, would you like to add, Aditi, that are you like supplying it to the international buyers also? These
So
cards?
right now we're only pan India. We're only selling pan India, but hopefully maybe in the near future we would be shipping it abroad as well.
Wonderful,
Mhm.
So yeah.
wonderful. Yeah, but Riya, I'll not let you sign out before you also share any of your
Yeah.
experiences with.
So I think one, it's not my experience, it's something actually that someone had come and told us at one of the events we were having. There was a girl who had just started, who had finished using Svadhyāyā for around 20 days or so, and she happened to meet us at some event, like a pop-up that we were having. And she shared with us, she specially came to tell us that how the Svadhyāyā, she had recently gotten married. So she was going through a lot of major life changes, moving a
Transitions.
city, yeah, a lot of transitions, new equations with people. And she's like, I have used these cards religiously since I've got them for around 20 days. And these
Wow.
cards have really, really helped me change my mindset, change the way I communicate, when navigate all these life changes. And she was able to notice her patterns because, of course, relationships are our best mirror, right? So she was like, I was able to notice a lot of patterns of mine because, like, become more self-aware and make a change and adapt to these patterns and actually get out of those loops that she was constantly falling in. And when she was telling us this, we were and she was just saying, I'm just so excited to finish this pack and again redo it. It's part of like my daily practice. So she's like, I can literally see the difference in my interactions and relationships. And after that, Aditi and me were discussing, we're like, we never intended this to be for, say, relationships. We never thought that how many ways people could use it in an impact from it. And that's what we realized, that it's actually like this whole concept of self-growth, because people just think it's very binary that, okay, you know what, when you have extra time, when you've achieved a lot in your life, then you can maybe look after it. It's a luxury. But we realize it's not. It's actually such a big necessity for all of us to do better. And in some way, everyone is doing that. For some people, it may look like just taking a walk and having that me time completely alone, disconnecting from their phone. For some people, it may be getting, going on a retreat where they can again reconnect to themselves, learn tips and tools. And for some people, it may look, who have busy lifestyles and can't really get away, it may look like having this Svadhyāyā and taking that 5-10 minutes of their day. So yeah, we're just one of the few steps and tools that anyone can experience it in any aspect of their life. But we genuinely realize this is such a big necessity rather than a luxury, which people need to really understand and adopt. This whole concept of self-care, self-growth, and self-awareness.
Completely agree with you. There was a point of time, Riya and Aditi, that we were conditioned for intelligence quotient. Then we were conditioned for emotional quotient. But now we are conditioned for spiritual quotient, because we know that intelligence quotient plus emotional quotient is actually spiritual quotient. And we actually work on the self growth by that. And you know
Yeah.
what? The beauty of these cards is that every time when we go back, Patanjali's Yoga Sutra is a timeless wisdom. We know about it. But how to apply it, that application is always missing somewhere. But this product makes application easy. So to all the friends who are watching or who may be later watching and who will be re-watching, so we would like to emphasize, get these cards for you. And if you are not in India, then ask your friends to buy it for you and gift it to you later on, or you can buy it on your behalf through them. But you should have these cards, because these cards are not life changing, but they are life transforming. These 30 cards will define your actions, will help you to put a message in your consciousness and do a lot of activities repetitively around those. That's why how you can make Patanjali's Yoga Sutra as a way of your life. Isn't it, Riya and Aditi?
Of course, so
Yeah.
well said.
Yeah.
Yes.
So thank you,
So
Shivani,
thank you.
again for this opportunity for us to come talk about this and have a great chat. Of course, regarding everything self-growth, self-awareness. We love doing that. So yeah,
You know what? As an entrepreneur, I know we can always go gaga about our own product. But it comes as a gratification when someone else comes and say that your product is magical. And I actually created this platform for you girls and for other founders who can come and talk about the experiences what they have. And when I use this product, I actually became a true fan of this product. This is a wonderful, wonderful product, and you girls have done a wonderful job. So thank you so much, Aditi and Riya, for joining us and giving us a Svadhyāyā in a very strategic and a disciplined way. Thank you so much.
thank
Thank you
you.
so
Thank you so
much.
much.
And thank you to all our audience who are watching today. And you can follow this IG live. It will be available on Adikriya's Instagram channel as well, and ours channel also. And you can buy this product from Adikriya website or from hellomyyoga's website. The links are there on the bio of both the Instagram handles. If you need any help, just message us at info@hellomyyoga.com. We'll be more than happy to share the link directly, direct link to buy this product. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Namaskar. Thank you
Take
so much,
care. Thank
everyone.
you.
Have a great
Thank
weekend.
you.
Bye bye. Take care.